Hey everyone, Lachie here for OTB Marine. Today I have a really exciting first look at the 2024 Rocket Wing boards. So behind me I have the previous generation Rocket Wing board. This is a 5.3 75 litre, and then my next step is the brand new 2024 Rocket Wing in the 5.0 70 litre board. And what I've found is there's some really cool differences that just elevate my wing foiling. Really excited to share this evolution of boards with you guys. So to kick it off, the Rocket Wing, it's primarily for those that sort of like the free ride and in the smaller styles, the like freestyle side of wing foiling. It is a great all-round board and it focuses primarily on stability over most other things. So unlike the downwind boards that we're seeing for early takeoff and the new mid-length boards that we're starting to see little snippets of, the Rocket Wing is for those wanting to maximize the stability of the board and really have that connection to the foil, because they're a thinner board, because they get their volume from being slightly wider than the downwind style boards or the mid-length board. The Rocket Wing board for 2024 comes in 3 rider groups. The advanced groups that would ride the 4.4, the 4.6 or the 4.8, the freestyle boards and just sort of those lower literage boards. The size range there, which I'll put up on the screen, is the 4.4 is 47 litres, the 4.6 is 52 litres, and the 4.8 is 58 litres. So from those advanced style boards, we then jump back to the intermediate style boards. And in saying that, it's just the way that sort of F1's defined it. It doesn't necessarily mean you're a more advanced rider because you ride those boards. It just might suit the type of riding that you're doing. The intermediate boards, so the 5.0, the 5.3 and the 5.5. So that's the 5.0 behind me, 70 litres, the 5.3 being 85 litres this year, and the 5.5 being 100 litres. I personally chose the 70 litre board because I've been riding the 75. I like something around that volume because I call that my all-rounder board. It gets me going in pretty much any condition that I see, being in Melbourne here, as long as I'm happy to carry a 5.5 wing. From the intermediate boards, we have what they're calling the beginner range, or the range that's targeted to heavier rider. That comes in a 5.10 or a 6.2, so being 115 litres or 140 litres. Relative to last year, all the boards have foot strap inserts. They are slightly narrower than last year as well, which I've found has been really playful in the surf, like being able to carve the board just that little bit more because the board's a bit narrower. We've also got the step tail, which helps with that smoother breakaway from the water. We've also got the recessed deck. The reason they've added this recessed deck is because they've gone slightly narrower with the boards. They've needed to put that volume somewhere. So in distributing the volume to the thickness of the board, they've needed to recess the deck to help maintain that connected feeling to your foil through your feet. The recessed deck is the perfect way to the best of both worlds. So again, the Rocket Wing, most of the design choices are based around stability for this one. It is a really, really forgiving board to ride, and you just feel so connected to your foil. It's still my favorite board to ride. My recommendations for this brand new 2024 Rocket Wing relative to last year's Rocket Wing is to be mindful of the learning curve that you will potentially go through if you're going to step down size. I jumped from the 75 litre to this 70 litre, expecting that 5 litres difference to not be that substantial. In saying that, I've gone from this being sort of sinking on me when the wind really drops out, to this 70 litre sinking quite a bit more than I expected. And I think the reason for that is the top view profile of the board is just that little bit smaller, so you don't have as much of that buoyancy effect happening. So my recommendations would be to firstly be mindful when you're stepping down that you're going to have a little bit of a learning curve, because whilst the board is all about stability, you're going to lose a bit of stability to gain a little bit more carve because of that narrower shape relative to last year's board. Otherwise, consider if you're someone that's really dialed in with your riding style, you've found your board size that you really like, and you want to stick with something the same literage, then also just be prepared that it's going to be just that little bit more unstable relative to last year. but you're gonna reap the rewards from being able to carve and really enjoy the ride once you're up on foil. Only other thing to touch on is these boards, similar to all the other years with the Rocket Wings, they also come in a carbon construction. I've just got the standard bamboo construction, never faulted that construction, really happy with it. Unless you're sort of, chasing that freestyle side of things, maybe the carbon construction's for you. Otherwise, can't fault the bamboo. Keen to get some more time on it, and as always, go and check out the website for the best deals on the best wing foiling gear on the market.